I'm out here today. I am giving the trailer and Ranger a little bath. The sap is still flowing, but the sugar content's dropping pretty quick, so not much time left for the season for sure. I don't think I've taken a video since, but recently we stopped boiling at the original sap house. Just some time conflicts and lack of interest a little bit, so we decided to stop boiling at the sap house this year. It was just becoming too much of a time problem, and it was a bit of an inconvenience going all the way over there, stuff like that. So we aren't boiling over there anymore, but I'm still collecting sap here. We are getting ready to pull all the taps at the woods that our buddy let us use, so that's done for the season. I actually gathered the last 100 gallons from there yesterday, took it down to Harrington Maple for their open house. That was yesterday, so that was good. Able to donate a little sap to them, give them a little boiling time during open house, which is always pretty cool. So that was good to do. My roadside trees have been pulled for, I don't know, a week and a half now, but this woods up here is still flowing good, so I'm letting it run. The sap went cloudy again on me yesterday and the day before, but it's cleared back up today, and so it's going to start flowing later this afternoon, but too cold right now. So I'm just taking the time I got to clean the tanks. I got my father down in the barn right now. I just RO'd 40 gallons of sap for him, so he's boiling that down, so I can maybe go down and take a video of what we got going on down there. But yeah, so we are just trying to finish up the season here for the end of it here and just get as much syrup done as we can while we still got a little bit of season left, seeing how we stopped boiling before the season was over. So our mindset is now putting the building up there at the bottom of the hill and being ready for next year. So we have one more day of filter pressing and bottling, so I'm going to try to make a video on that and then clean up of the lines, pulling all the taps, and that's it for the year. So I'm going to finish washing this, and then I'll take it down and show you what we got going on down there. And I just want to clarify, there's no bad blood between Eli and I. We're still good buddies. We're still going to hang out all summer. We're still going to do all the shenanigans we usually do, just for taking boiling out of the equation for us, which is totally fine. I think we're both all right with it. Eli's got a ton going on. He started a great job, which is, pulling a lot of hours from him that it wasn't last year when we were doing it. So he was a little bit more available last year. He's got a couple of vehicles he's working on, just a lot of projects on his end, which is totally fine. I understand 100%. So just want to clarify, there's no bad blood with anybody. We're just not boiling together anymore. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of me soloing it. I mean, most of the videos have been just me doing a lot of the stuff anyway, which is totally fine. But now I'm going to be taking over pretty much 100%. I mean, my father will be around a lot. He's going to be helping me because we're going to be all at his place and in his building on his evaporator. So I'm going to be doing the whole social media thing, still sharing the process and teaching all of you. But it won't be, Eli isn't really, I don't want to say not a part of Mountain Top Maple, because he started it with me and everything, and I don't think I'd be where I am today without him. So, I do want to say a big thank you to Eli for everything he has done for me. But I don't think you'll see him in many videos or anything anymore. And so as far as I know a lot of his family and friends have supported us and bought syrup from us and merchandise and all that, which is extremely appreciated. And that money has been divvied up with Eli and myself, evenly as we did last year in the past. But going forward, it's going to be just me. So, I still will be selling syrup. So if anybody needs syrup, I'll still be selling. I still have stuff for sale from this year. So I don't want anyone to think that Eli and I are not friends or anything anymore. It's just not worth losing friends over some maple syrup. We maybe made 10 gallons. So losing friends over 10 gallons of syrup doesn't make any sense. So we just taking a step back from that aspect of it. Just, Eli's wicked busy, which I think we all are busy, but Eli's busy and I get that. So he wanted to take a step back from it, and I get that. So from now on, it's going to be me. And if you need syrup, we'll be selling syrup in the future. We're still making syrup now, so we'll still have syrup sales, available. But yeah, so I just wanted to clear that up and just let everyone know that there's no problems with Eli and I. We're all good. Maple's not in our cards right now. Maybe one day we'll get back together and make syrup again one day, but right now it's just not in our cards. So that's all. All right, down here in the barn. I don't know where my father is right now. He probably out back. Who knows? He's got his smoker out right now, smoking some chicken wings out there, which is kind of cool. But we got the March Madness games on, and we're boiling some sap, so I'll show you here. This is like our finished pan. This is a single burner propane. So we just have this to kind of really boil a lot of sap. See, we're set at 212 degrees. So we got that burner going, and then we have a burner over here. This burner's wide open, but it really doesn't ever boil. I mean, it'll bubble a little bit, but that's more just like our warming pan. Because the first time we did this, we were just dumping sap into here, and it would kill our boil every time. So now we can scoop it from there to here and not kill the boil. So that's our little single burner propane. Then we have a little 2-burner. Then if we want to finish it, we can put a pan on there and finish right on that burner. But that's our RO'd sap. So I took 40 gallons of sap today and fit it in that pan, and that 5-gallon bucket. So the RO is still sitting over there. Don't mind the mess in the garage. It's been kind of all winter just kind of used as just throw stuff in, and we haven't really organized it. So we got to start organizing here because my sister, she plays softball. So we got to get it ready for her to come in and start hitting and doing some batting practice. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you what we got here. There's the bucket, our filter bucket. That's kind of what we made the last 2 boils. So we're averaging, I don't know, a gallon every night. You know, we only had 40 gallons today, so it wasn't great sugar content. So we'll probably make like a half gallon today. But the last 2 days we had 70 and 60 gallons. So one day was 70, next day was 60. So we made a gallon both those nights. So that's what's in that bucket. So we're going to take that to my grandfather's and finish that. But I have, up in the garage, I have one of these blue jugs. One of those blue jugs right there. I have one of those half full, and that's what I finished with Eli. So when Eli decided to back out, that syrup was before we decided to be done, together. So that syrup will still be divided up between the two of us as far as sales-wise. But any syrup that's in that bucket, I'm going to put in one of the new buckets over here, and that will be, mine. Because I've been, that was after Eli decided to back out, which is fine. So, yeah, any of the syrup from now on, I'm going to keep as my own. So I feel like that makes the most sense. I will give you guys kind of a overview of next year's setup. It's kind of tucked back in the corner here. We just had these pans down at my grandfather's, cleaning them out. They were all kind of dirty. They haven't been used since the early 2000s. So you got some stuff chipping off still. We got to rinse out, but it's way cleaner than it was. So this is a pretty simple setup. Got your flue pan. These flues are where the heat can go actually up in there, and the sap can go down in, and it will boil around the sap. So it makes it better. It boils faster. Then it'll come out of that hole into this float box, which will have a float in it, and it'll have to come in here and boil, then go to that side and boil, and draw out that side. Or it'll draw off this side. I'm not sure exactly what way we're going to set it up yet, but that's the setup we're going to use next year. So once we get it, hey, there he is. Once we get the building put up, we're going to be putting this in there, and I'll show you how to fire brick it and all that. So we got all the fire bricks sitting here, several hundred pounds of fire bricks. So that'll be a fun process trying to put that puzzle together. But yeah, that was a little insight of next year. So we're excited to use that, but finishing up this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that filter bucket that I made? I told you that it filters off sugar sands. Well, I never really got enough sugar sands to show you what it is, but that's sugar sands. You kind of see how it's like, it almost is like a sludge. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know, it's just impurities in syrup, but it turns like into a solid. It's just something that comes with the boiling process of syrup. I don't even know really the scientific reason behind it, what it comes from or anything, but that's the stuff you want out, because if you don't take it out, it literally, when you pour it on your pancakes, it literally tastes like you got sand in your mouth, like the grit. So that filter is doing exactly what it's made to do. So I'm going to go in, wash the filters quick, so that way when we have more syrup today, we have something to pour it through, because that clearly is not going to put any more syrup through it. So see how it's completely solid. I mean, that's upside down. No good. I mean, it's glad we're getting it out, but the reason I didn't have any sugar sands to show you before and I do now is because as the season goes on, you make darker syrup. And with darker syrup comes more sugar sand. Again, I don't know the reason with more sugar sand with darker syrup. The darker syrup comes because as the season progresses, you get that cloudy sap. which is just some bacteria that's in the line, and the bacteria is eating away the sugar. So that's why later in the season you need to get that sap out and boiling quicker, because when the bacteria starts eating your sugar content goes down, and you have to boil longer and you get less syrup. So that's the importance of getting it out. But that bacteria, when it's boiled, it's obviously killed and it's no problem, but it creates that dark syrup. So usually you start with lighter syrup and you make darker syrup towards the end. The way we were boiling, where it's on the heat so long, it caramelizes that sugar so much more, and we make dark syrup anyway. So we would never make light syrup at Eli's, and we might not even up at the new place, but we'll be more likely to make lighter syrup than at Eli's, because we actually have the pans and they move a little better and stuff like that. So it'll be nice to make some amber or some light syrup next year, because this year we made dark, and we'll probably next batch will be very dark. So that's kind of annoying, but people like dark, but the light's nice too. So that I gotta go clean this filter and get back down to the barn.